Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you my updated pure Endymion list, post ban list, and post Ignition Assault. The only card in Ignition Assault that we're playing is this little guy, Gravity Controller. This card might not seem too insane at first glance, but it actually does help with the consistency of the deck a lot. Without Electromite, like, this card is just a lot better. And it makes it so the spellbook engine is a lot better too, because it means you don't have to always make it link 2 to be able to pendulum summon your Jackal King from the extra deck when you use it to summon Master Cerberus. But anyway, I will get into the deck list. We're playing with 3 Big Daddy Endymion and 3 Magister. You do need to max out on these because they are the only low scales in the deck essentially, so you do just need to max out on them, and they are just so incredibly strong to be pendulum summoned, or even their skill effects, they're just both so good. Only 2 reflection because we're playing Fairy Tale Luna and Search Out, and this card multiples isn't too great, so decided to only run 2 of it. And like you have enough low scales essentially, so like you don't really want too many of this card, but this card's still good enough to play. But 3 can be a bit too much sometimes. And then sadly the 1 Servant, this being a 1 does kind of hurt, but you still have kind of 7 copies of it with between Institution and Mastery, so it's not all bad. Then you have 3 copies of Master Cerberus. We play 3 of this because this is just one of the nuttiest cards in the deck. This card is so incredibly powerful, being able to just like it's like a mini Boros sword almost. It does everything you want, searches the utility in your deck, it puts counters on Institution, it's just a big body, it gets you draws, lets you cycle, it gets you Jackal King, just everything what you ever need and more. This card is just phenomenal. The fact that this card can just kill people out of nowhere by just going Master Cerberus, banish something, attack with Master Cerberus, which is on like 5k or something, is just so incredibly strong. You just need to play 3 of this. And then 3 Jackal King, the bread and butter, monster negate of the deck, and also just being able to special summon out a mythical beast from your extra deck is so incredibly powerful in tandem with the Master Cerberus. Even with something like Basilisk or Baby Jackal, it's very good. Like, no matter which way you use it. Also, fun fact, if you look at the actual art of a Jackal King, the dueling book art doesn't do it justice, but it is made out of multiple little jackals, which is really cool. Cool little fun fact for you to know. 1 copy of Basilisk. This card's arguably cuttable, but I think this card is just so good. Being able to loop back your mythical beast is quite a strong monster effect, and its scale effect isn't too bad either. Being able to put back your 1 Servant back into your deck, draw a card, and going like Institution to grab it out just so you didn't really cycle at all. And also being able to search your back off Mastery afterwards is also quite good too. I'm playing 2 copies of Gruda. This might look a bit too weird, but with the resurgence of back row decks, the 2nd copy of this does come up, and Banishing of Desires does kind of feel bad. And ending with it in your hand is just super strong too. Just being able to just have a bounce on your opponent's turn is incredibly powerful. And it's also a level 4 for Dweller. Next, playing the 1 Baby Jackal. This card's still quite good, I think, even with the spellbook engine, because it's just, this card just like a Lone Fire Blossom, and also like its scale effect also comes up a bunch. It's just such a strong card. But you only need 1 of it, because in multiples it can brick, and once you have the 1 in rotation, you can just like abuse it basically, especially with like something like Institution. That's really the only reason you're playing it, just because it's a level 1 that you can add with just removing 1 spell counter, grabbing this. It's just quite strong. The 1 Blue Boy for the spellbook package, you kind of need to play this now because it just to fill space. I really don't feel like Abductor is too insane right now. I did try it out and it was okay, but I'm not sure if I'd keep playing Abductor going forward, especially Abductor not being too great into Droll Knockbird. I wouldn't really want too many cards that are bad into Droll Knockbird. I'd even be considering not playing the spellbook engine in the future, because it does also conflict with Droll. But alas, it might just be a necessary evil type thing. And then the 2 copies of Fairy Tale Luna. Might seem a bit weird, like, oh, why aren't you playing 3? But the normal summons can get a bit too much in this deck. Like, we do have 5 in here, which is the 2 Luna, Blue Boy, and the 2 Secrets. That's our 5 normal summons, essentially. But if you draw Luna with knowledge or secrets, it's still good because it's still like you can. This is a spell caster you can just send with knowledge to be able to get stuff going. And also like it searches reflection, which is another star card essentially, and she's also a level 4 to make Dweller with, and also she's synergized with the Kaijus we do side, so it's not all bad. I think this card is just quite good, and it's definitely something worth considering in the future. For spells, we're going on to 3 Mastery. Can't play any less of this. This is such an insanely powerful card in this deck. Just being able to put counters on your things is just super strong, and being able to add Servant, like any Endymion monster you need in that, or Endymion card actually, in any situation you need, like in case you do need the field spell. And if like over the course of a game, if you're activating multiples of these, there is no way you're losing. 3 Mythical Institution next. This card is absolutely crazy. I've been playing this card since I picked up this deck, which was around October of last year. Last decade, hahaha. But this card's just so powerful. It's so good in tandem with the Endymion cards, being able to create you Baby Jackal instantly, being able to, like, it's just crazy with Master Cerberus, because that instantly searches you Servant, and then just get you a bunch of counters on Master Cerberus. So strong. And also being able to protect itself, being like in the other recursion of it just sticks on the board, your mythical beast die, you put more counters on this, and then with multiple copies of this as well, you can just pop off by searching a bunch of cards in a turn because it's not a hard once per turn, and then being able to do stuff going second, where like you bounce your institution back to your hand with reflection, and then being able to activate the institution again, searching something else because it's not a hard once per turn, search once again. So if you bounce the same copy, you can keep reusing it. And it protects itself. It's just such a strong card. 2 Magical Citadel of Endymion. I'm not currently playing Terraforming is something you consider in the future, but I'm just playing the 2 of the field spell because I didn't want to play 1 and 1 because it's kind of weird with desires. But yeah, Citadel, it might seem like a bricky card at first, but it honestly is just super powerful. Just being able to cheat out spell counters is quite important because like, sometimes you are searching your Servant like halfway through your combo with something like Institution. So you do need something to hold the spell counters until you get that Endymion card to filter through basically the Magical Citadel, sorry. And also it's just crazy just being able to like pop your own cards with the Endymion scale effect. And then just say you pop like, I don't know, like a Jackal King with like 20 counters, bam, your Magical Citadel is instantly 20 counters, and that's just crazy. It's just so strong. Yeah, and then 3 Desires, can't play any less. This card is absolutely crazy. Just draw 2 cards, bam, Banish Servant, doesn't really matter most of the time. Just draws 2 cards, well, what's not to love? And then 2 Secrets, 1 Knowledge. You don't really want to draw Knowledge, so that's why you only play 1. There is an argument for playing 2 Blue Boy, because it's really good with Desires to match, but I'm playing Luna, so I don't want to do that. And I don't want to play Abductor because I really don't think that card's very good. But yeah, I think this ratio is fine, but I might tweak it in the future. And as always, I'm playing the Upstart Goblin, God card in this deck, but also 3 copies of Call by the Grave. I still think this card's quite necessary in the current format because a lot of people are maining Droll Lockbird. And Droll Lockbird and Ash Blossom especially are very scary. And Call by the Grave is just really good against those cards. And also, we're still in kind of a meta where decks do need their graveyard effects, like Spiral, like Call by the Grave is just game. Like even if you end on with just a Jackal King and Call by the Grave, you're actually just winning the game most of the time because you get to Call by the Grave their Master Plan. That's one less card they have in the graveyard for Sleeper, and then you also have a Jackal King to negate stuff with. Just super strong. And also while being able to proactively stop the hand traps on your cards to make sure your plays go through. Especially in like a wide open format like this, but it is kind of just like a Spiral format. For the extra deck, it's nothing too special. You can honestly like do whatever. I'm playing Vortex, Absolute, Dwellers to play around Dark Ruler No More, Boral Load, Boral Sword, Avramax, Appaloosa. You don't really need any of these except like the Boral Sword. Maybe Boral Load sometimes, but Boral Sword is probably the most important one here. Appaloosa is not that necessary in this deck to be honest, but it's quite nice to have in some hands. Still playing Draco Masters with the Tenyi. This card's just really good. Generic Link 3 essentially. You can make you basically just use it for its arrows. That's basically it. Playing Phoenix and Unicorn. These cards are just good utility cards. playing Daybreaker. This card's quite good. It puts spell counters on itself. It can pop cards on the field by just removing 2 spell counters from itself. And I guess spell counters every time a spellcaster is summoned to a zone it points to. So you can do stuff like Link Summon it, gets a counter, Pendulum Summon gets another counter, pop something, and then on their turn, you summon something to a zone it points to with Magister, or whatever on their turn, and then bam, Daybreaker gets another counter. Its attack points are going up again, so it's you can set it up really easily. It's really nice. The next Link 2 we're playing is Crowley the First Prophesier. If you didn't start with the Spellbook engine, you can use this to put counters on your cards as long as you don't get the blue boy. So you have to hit the 1 and 3, unless you haven't used your normal summon, and then in that case, it doesn't really matter what you get after Crowley then, which is good. But yeah, this card's really good. Also, its other effect of being able to normal summon a spellcaster without attributing actually can come up if you have a really weird hand with no high skills. You can just slam down a normal summoned Endymion or Master Cerberus or a Jackal King. All those are just really good to normal summon with this. Don't normal summon Reflection though, because she's on special summon, not normal summon. 1 IP Masquerade, this is just another generic Link 2 you can play. This card is just like okay, it's like fine. It's a solid Link 2. It's like nice for making it so your Boral Sword can't be destroyed by card effects or by battle, so it's like kind of nice. Then Gravity Controller, this is for monsters that are stuck in your extra monster zone, like just say Master Cerberus, and you can't make a Link 2 in that situation if you've already resolved the Spellbook engine. And you have no other way of getting a dude on board. You can go bam, turn down Master Cerberus, you summon off Jackal King into Gravity Controller, and now you have a zone now. Just Pendulum Summon your Jackal King from your extra deck to a zone it points to. And also Gravity Controller's effect is just quite good. If it battles a monster, your opponent's monster zone, extra monster zone, sorry, you can shuffle both this card and the opponent's monster into the decks at the start of the damage step, so you don't even take any damage. So it's fine. And its other effect is it can't be destroyed in the extra monster zone. It can't be destroyed by battle with monsters in the main monster zones. So it can be like a mini towers type card, which is kind of cool. And then also playing Link Kuriboh. This card just has nice utility with Baby Jackal, and that's about it. Once again, the extra deck is very, very like not set in stone. You can play literally whatever. You can play Super Poly with Gravity Controller too. That's another thing you can do. But Link Kuriboh is also kind of nice because you can get rid of, just if you're playing against the Lost World Dinosaur deck, that is kind of like popping up now and then. This card being your extra deck instantly makes it so that like matchups a lot easier, because with Lost World, they try to like pop it with their Overraptor. You just go chain Link Kuriboh from the graveyard, slap that token off the field, and then bam, you're just kind of free. They're getting a lot less advantage, which is nice. For the side deck, it's kind of just like thrown together. There's like a Pankratops, Triple Cosmic, Reboot. This is for the back row decks. Then Nibiru's, Kumungus, and Black Roller no more for combo decks. And then Secret Village is kind of the card you put in going first to stop your opponent's Secret Villages, or your opponent's Super Polys, your opponent's Dark Roller no mores. Yeah, if you're playing against like Sky Striker, I suppose, you just slap this in going second. It's just a strong card. If I was maining Terraforming, this would be a lot better too. But it's something we can just consider in the future. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about my deck list in the comment section below. Sorry I haven't been uploading. I haven't uploaded for a week. I just had a small amount of like life stuff getting in the way. But I will hopefully be getting back to regular FTK content shortly. Once I figure out some cool new combos, because I kind of have shown a lot of the combos I know already. But yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.